Hi everybody, Coach Robert here. So many people who are new to pickleball may have played table tennis in the past. And I want you to remember that pickleball is a sport that is a little bit of tennis, a little bit of badminton, a little bit of volleyball, and also table tennis. So it has a lot of different components. So if you're used to playing with playing table tennis, you can go ahead and imagine and hold the paddle similar to the way you were doing when you were playing table tennis. Sorry about that. So the only one that is going to be a little bit confusing is this particular grip here like this. But the reason we have this grip here when we're playing table tennis is that it helps us keep the hand going. As I've said before, the paddle is basically an extension of the hand. So one of the things that happen, and we talked about that when we're doing the toss, is your index finger. So your index finger, you have it, and it helps to toss the ball in the right spot. So this is called a trigger finger. So a lot of times you may have held your table tennis paddle with a finger on it. So as you get better, you can go ahead and get your hands further back from the surface. And but to start off, to help you with control, the closer your hand is to the actual hitting surface area, the more control you'll have. So one of the ways that we hold the table tennis paddle is we hold it very up close, and we take this index finger, and sometimes we have it slide all the way down here. So this is called a trigger finger. So a lot of times on the backhand side, we would use this particular grip to help us with the backhand. Okay, so this is perfectly acceptable in pickleball as well. This grip here will be very close to what we call the Continental grip. As you get better with this, you just slide your hand down and you still have this finger separated. That's called a trigger finger, and you can go ahead and hold it like this. So we just take it from here, slide it down. There's some separation here, and this will help you with control. You can go ahead and do this on the forehand side too, and that will give you some tilt. So on the forehand side, we have the finger this way, and that helps us to have the Continental grip. Some players, when they were playing table tennis, they use mostly Eastern forehand grip, or the Eastern forehand grip, or a handshake grip. So you're shaking the paddle's hand. In this situation, more of this, and you can slide it down. And you have two fingers like this. You can use two fingers to help you control the paddle. So we have this particular grip. The problem with this grip is good for the forehand because your front hand is behind it in this particular motion, but it's not particularly good for the backhand. So you have this here, and you actually hit your fingers here, and that can cause problems. So what we can do in this situation here is, once you get better, you're going to slide your hand down. You're going to have that trigger finger, and just imagine you're shaking the paddle's hand like this. So you can take your hand, slide it down as such, and go all the way here. Make sure you have a little bit of a trigger finger because that's important. On the backhand side, to create that, some people will take the back side of their hand and put it on the back like this, and that will give you some more control on the back side. When we're tossing the ball, that thumb was back there, making sure we're using the shoulders. So you can go ahead and do that to start off with. Eventually, we'll slide it down, and we get the thumb down like this, and we go ahead and have the backhand. The problem with the first two, or not a problem, the issues with the first two, of course, is that you have to then shift the grip back and forth as you're going from the forehand side, the two finger on this side, to the backhand side, switching over to the other side. Like I said, eventually you'll get more comfortable, your hand will slide, and you will be able to change the ball or change your hand back and forth. This particular one, the Continental grip, or the hammer grip like this, just imagine you're using a hammer. It's good for both the forehand and backhand because the paddle has a little bit of a tilt that allows you to hit up on the ball a little bit and control it that particular way. So this is just a simple introduction to the grips in pickleball. You can also, if you're using a two-handed backhand, you can use the two finger on the back side like this and make sure that you have that control. And then you take your dominant hand on the bottom, and hit a regular ground stroke. You're shaking the hand, and then on the backhand you have the two fingers, and that can help you with the control on the backhand side. So you can go ahead and experiment with that, because the two-handed backhand is basically just a left-handed shot or a non-dominant forehand on your non-dominant side. So an introduction to the grips. We'll talk more about the grips. Just remember that the grip is a tool that helps us to get the paddle in the right spot to make sure the ball goes over the net. Okay? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Go out there and play around with the different grips and see which one you feel comfortable with. And you know, you can always use your table tennis history to find something that is a good grip. All right? Thank you all so much. Appreciate it. Until next time.